On to another player, a phenomenal fantasy asset right now, Kyler Murray. I mean, he's just different. After today's performance of 106 rushing yards, Kyler is well on pace to rush for over 1,000 yards on the season. And it feels like he is coming pretty damn close to Lamar Jackson 2019 status in terms of his rushing, if he's not already there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's there. Kyler Murray is the best fantasy quarterback right now. He's had multiple 40-point games in the past 2 or 3 games. He's just absolutely tearing it up in terms of fantasy, has immense rushing upside. And I just think that rushing upside sets him apart from the rest of the pack, in my opinion. And for 2020 specifically, we're not seeing, a quarterback run as much as Kyler is. So I think in terms of comparing Lamar of 2019 to Kyler 2020, I think they are damn near the same person. And you have to consider playing him every single week, no matter his price tag.
Well, he was 7,800 this week, well above somebody like Josh Allen, who was really popular at 7K. And I mean, after a performance like this, it'll be hard to imagine that Kyler won't be 8,000 plus next week. But
against
that
Buffalo,
rushing floor against Buffalo in a game that I'm sure will be, projected to be a shootout, might have the highest total on the slate. I haven't really looked at next week's slate yet, but I'm expecting it will be just when you hear those two offenses. And yeah, I mean, Lamar Jackson last year, it was a groundbreaking season, and I don't want to be the type of analyst who's just like, oh, well, he's the new Lamar Jackson, but I mean, he's damn near there in terms of production. So we have to realize that, and in terms of fantasy, if he's pushing 8K, but his floor is well over, 3x that on a point per dollar sense, it doesn't matter what his salary is if his floor matches that, right? So I think Kyler Murray is going to be in play regardless of price at pretty much every point in the season. He appears to be fully matchup proof with this. And the only downside, I think, with this, emergence of Murray as a rusher is that it has made DeAndre Hopkins a little more inconsistent than maybe we had expected, or maybe it had appeared that he would be in the first few weeks of his time with Arizona. He only had 3 targets this week, caught all 3 of them. I know that Xavier Howard was shadowing him, but Hopkins, like DK Metcalf, like the other elite wide receivers of the NFL, is the type of player that I just don't sweat cornerback matchup with. And it was a little disappointing to see Hopkins finish with only 30 yards on 3 targets.
Yeah, it was the Christian Kirk day today, and the Dolphins are actually tough against opposing wide receivers, especially on the outside, so I think that's why Kirk had a big day in the slot. But like you said, DeAndre Hopkins has been inconsistent, and maybe that is due to Kyler Murray's rushing ability. And if Kyler Murray's first read or second read isn't there, this man is taking off. And I don't mind when he takes off, because he literally gets to the edge and burns everybody. I never expected him to be as fast as he is, and he's just electric with the ball in his hands. So I think when he runs, it's a very positive play for the Cardinals.
He's their best rusher. He really is.
100%.